Hello, everybody. I thought it would be super helpful to bring to light some of the common pitfalls that I see when people start to learn belly dancing. I'm going to talk about 5 of them specifically. This is not exclusive of only the challenges that you'll face or things that get in your way when you start to learn belly dance, but I find that these are one of the most impactful on your process and your experience, as well as ones that happen pretty frequently throughout the process of learning belly dance. So let's talk about these. 1, the first common pitfall that I see a lot of people starting to learn belly dance is that they think it's supposed to be easy. They think that learning something new with their body and with their mind and training their ear to hear something specific in music and how they should react to that and all of that stuff, they think it shouldn't come without challenges, that the process should be really, really easygoing, and that when challenges do happen, what I tend to find you all experience is that they were unexpected. They were like out of the blue, that it threw you off your game because you weren't anticipating them happening. So what I would highly recommend is that instead of thinking this is supposed to be easy, think about how you can make it to where you come to a point where you know that it could be easy, but that it also could be hard. And that knowing however it comes your way as you're learning belly dance, that you have the ability to deal with it and to manage it and work through it. The second pitfall that I want to talk to you all about is you asking yourself the question, why can't I get it? Why isn't this right? Why am I not doing it well? How come it's always wrong? Like asking yourself that question, but the common pitfall isn't only asking yourself that question, it's not answering it. Like expecting it to remain this big, vague idea versus really getting clear on why are you asking yourself that question? What is coming from that, right? So when you ask yourself, why can't I get it? Answer the question. And then once you answer the question, take a step back to look how you answered it. Did you answer it in a way that judges you? Are you answering it in a way that's really, really subjective versus an action that may have or may have not been taken? For example, if I'm working on hip circles, which is our beautiful movement right here, but the reason I'm not actually getting it is because I'm doing hip lifts, but what I think is the answer why I can't get it is I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not skilled, or I have 2 left feet. And you're like, let me take a step back and look at this real quick. Look at your actions. Take a step back and be like, is what I'm doing actually gonna give me the result that I'm looking for, right? Is me doing a hip lift gonna make me better at hip circles? No, because it's not within what makes the hip circle work, right? So when you ask yourself that question, why can't I get it? Answer it. Then look at your answer and observe and give yourself some awareness and insight into how you're holding yourself back based just on how you're answering that question. All right, y'all, when you think that willpower will make you get through it, think again. It doesn't work. What will get you through learning belly dance and making sure that you protect the time of which you want to dance is by scheduling it, is by planning ahead, is by keeping your promises to yourself in how you show up, and also that you just show up for the time of which you had planned. Willpower is one of those things that either you have it sometimes or you don't. So to rely on it solely, to be like, I'm just gonna power through it, I'm just gonna make it happen, it doesn't work well, and it doesn't work consistently. And the consistency part is what people tend to rely on when it comes to willpower, even though willpower is not consistent. See how that cycle kind of perpetuates itself? It's not gonna work. Practice showing up for yourself through resilience of even when you don't feel like it, you've planned the time, you're still gonna show up. Plan to keep those promises to yourself and practice discipline of repetition, even if it is only 2 minutes out of the 10 minutes that you had planned, right? Even when you're exhausted at the end of the day, knowing that you made that promise to yourself that this is what you want and this is a priority, you're going to treat it with a little bit more respect for yourself and the fact that this is something that you're going after. Do not rely on willpower to get you through those moments that you're emotionally exhausted, that you have decision fatigue. It hasn't worked before, and it most likely will not work in the future for you. Otherwise, you would be dancing all the time as much as you want in the way that you want. The tendency for a lot of beginners is to move on quickly. So let me tell you why this doesn't work, but first let me tell you why this is happening. You're wanting to move on quickly because the thought of you struggling, the thought of you feeling uncomfortable or not getting it right is so unappealing that you would rather leave that shit behind, escape it, and immediately run on to the next thing in hopes that you won't feel that pain, that discomfort, that discouragement, that awkward, that struggle again. But let me tell you this, let's get real. Anytime you're learning something, especially in the beginning stages of it, there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of struggles that may pop up because you're doing new shit. And so when you have to go slow and intentionally and kind of like simmer in that slow beginning process, as you're like kind of just learning your way about your body and what it means to do a hip drop and what it means to actually shimmy and hold a posture and make sure that you protect your back so it doesn't hurt while you're dancing, it's gonna feel like this constant juggle of balls in the air that you're hoping none of them drops. But let me tell you, let them drop. It's okay. You are doing this for fun, right? And so when you're running away from those slow moments and wanting to move on too quickly to the next thing, you're running away from your own experience. You're running away from what you can really embrace about learning belly dance, which is so much awareness about your own body-mind relationship and how you view yourself and what it takes for you to just move your body through space and embrace it. So know and expect that the struggle is coming. Don't be thrown off by it. It's going to come, inevitably. And when you're out of I'm just starting out to learn belly dance and you're even 10 years in, just know the struggle is still there because it's this human tendency that we will have when you're up to things, when you're learning things and you're growing, and it's totally phenomenal because that means you're growing and it means that you're learning something and it means you're putting yourself out there for the reward of what you want out of belly dancing. So don't give up on yourself by moving too quickly into the next movement. Allow yourself to stay with the same thing repeatedly, to just allow yourself to be uncomfortable. Allow yourself to get a little disappointed sometimes, but also allow yourself to celebrate and acknowledge yourself when something is going really well for you. The moment that you can really simmer and take in that magic that's happening in that time frame, the more that you can celebrate yourself and all the wins that are coming for you. The last common pitfall that I want to talk to you about is telling yourself how much you suck. Like, seriously, a lot of the time, I hear this so often, telling yourself how much you're not doing it right, tell yourself how much you're too fat, tell yourself how much you're too thin, tell yourself how much you're too old, that body pain, you can't move with it, you're completely debilitated all day long, that you can't do anything with the body that you have today. And you're telling yourself, I can't learn this, it's too hard, just all this shit talk to yourself. If you took all that time and energy you spend into telling yourself how you're not good at something and actually told yourself, yo, high five for showing up to class. High five for getting that one aspect that kept tripping you up before. High five for doing something for yourself that gets you moving your body again, that gets you exercising, that gets you celebrating your body. Take that time and energy and effort into really celebrating yourself and getting yourself where you can truly be with when you're learning belly dancing and really showing up for you. You don't need to spend, let me tell you this, you spend so much time outside of belly dancing time, probably. If you're doing this in belly dancing, I would venture to say that you're probably doing this in other aspects of your life. You spend so much time in other aspects of your life telling yourself how you're not good at something, how you're not worth it, how you don't belong, how you suck at something. Maybe try on while you're belly dancing to not do that, or to start putting that on hold, or start decreasing the level at which it's happening. Because the one thing that you can really offer yourself is some love in the process of you learning belly dancing. I have witnessed these 5 common pitfalls so many times among my students. So much so that I've built my belly dance curriculum around addressing these. It is one of the 5 facets of what I teach. And the more mind and body awareness you have around your relationship with yourself and throughout learning belly dancing, the better at belly dancing you're going to be. So not only will you learn belly dancing with me, but you will also learn how to not beat the crap out of yourself mentally as you go through the process. I'm going to teach you how to love yourself, hug yourself when you need it, to be kind, and set those expectations up so you're not under this surmounting, like, crushing pressure that really makes you want to give up, makes you want to quit, and makes you feel like you can't do it. But you really, really can. You believing in yourself and believing that you have what it takes to learn belly dancing is so uber important. And I'm so happy that this is one of the things that I teach you how to do, is to believe in yourself, to not quit, and to know that you can do hard things. I would love for you to check out my membership. The link is below, so definitely check it out and come take a class with me. I want to be there to support you in reaching your dreams and to not fall into these pitfalls that will really keep you from what you love, which is learning this beautiful art form, getting your body to move again in a way that empowers you in everything that you are, and how amazing you are now and how amazing you will continue to be.